Right, transfer shows. So we're going to start with a transfer update relating to Chelsea. Our chief correspondent, Kaveh Solokol, has it. Are they going to buy a goalkeeper in January?
No, they're not. They're not going to buy a goalkeeper in January, and I don't think Chelsea will be buying a goalkeeper next summer either. The reason they won't be making a move in the transfer market in that position is because they feel they already have three high-quality options. The first one is Robert Sanchez, second one, Philip Jorgensen, the third one, a young goalkeeper, Mike Penders, a Belgian goalkeeper who's out on loan at Strasbourg, who I think you're going to be hearing a lot about in the future. He's somebody who's been compared to Thibaut Courtois. He's playing really, really well for Strasbourg at the moment. A couple of man-of-the-match performances, lots of clean sheets for them. Philip Jorgensen, who's the number 2 at the moment, he's somebody who, I've got to tell you, some of the biggest clubs in the Premier League tried to sign him in the summer, but he decided to stay at Chelsea. Robert Sanchez, I know he's made some high-profile mistakes. He was sent off recently against Old Trafford, but I think he's cut down the number of mistakes. He's a brilliant shot stopper. He was voted the best goalkeeper at the Club World Cup in the summer. So I think a little bit too much is being made of the fact that Chelsea need to sign another goalkeeper. The feeling at Chelsea is that they don't need to sign another goalkeeper.
All right, so no goalkeeper. What about centre-backs? Signing centre-backs in January?
No, they won't be signing a centre-back either. I know, again, lots of people are saying Levi Colwill is out. They've got all these injury and suspension problems, centre-back position. Why don't they go out and sign somebody like Mark Gahey? Well, they have a lot of faith in the centre-backs they already have at the club. You know, I could go through them all. They've got Trevor Chalobah, Tosin Adarabioyo, Wesley Fofana, Badiashile, Achimpong. Colwill will be coming back. Reece James can play as centre-back as well. Jarell Hato, who they signed predominantly as a left-back from Ajax this summer, he can play as a centre-back as well. So again, the feeling at Chelsea is we have a lot of excellent young centre-backs. Okay, a few of them have been out. Wesley Fofana, concussion problem. Chalobah suspended. They will all be coming back. Levi Colwill will be coming back as well. So, you know, the answer is not always just to get the checkbook out. The answer sometimes is just to say to the head coach, you've got all these options, you come up with the solutions, because the solution is not just to keep throwing money at a perceived problem.
Alan, Jamie Carragher said Chelsea win nothing with this goalkeeper and these centre-backs. So what do you make of the news they're not going for either position in the next window?
Well, just to correct him, they won the World Club Championship with this squad, so they've won something already. I don't know where he's got that from, but
Afternoon, Jamie.
yeah, but listen, the model at Chelsea is very much young players coming through the system. So it makes sense when you look at the size of the squad to say, wow, you know, it's so big that to inflate it again this early and maybe look at it in January would be an error. Let's let the manager put these players in. Let's have a look what we got. We know when they're all back we're strong enough. I think the one position, if I was the manager, that would concern me is the goalkeeper. I agree with Jamie on that front. I think that is a problem position. I'm not sure he's really kind of answered all the questions, and whether they bring the boy back from Strasbourg or whatever is a question that might get answered in January.
Are you surprised, Mark, they're not going in again in January in those positions?
Yeah, well, Kaveh covers Chelsea and has good relationships with people at the football club. The one thing I will say is that whilst the stance is one thing right now, just say there's an injury to a key player, Robert Sanchez gets injured or there's an issue, does that mean they still won't go and do business in January? If they've got that opportunity to strengthen, then why wouldn't you use it? Because as we've said earlier on in the show, if you have that moment where you fail to do something in January and then the season peters out and you look back and you think, oh, we were in a really strong position there, but we had one problem area that we didn't address. That's the perfect reason why the January transfer window exists, for you to go out and get that extra player, fill in the void, go and get someone that could transform it. I'm sure you've probably made signings in January that have actually changed the dynamic or the end of your season.
Absolutely.
One or two signings, one or two moments in games, a late substitute that scores or a big save from the goalkeeper, and suddenly your season ends in the way you want it to because of that one signing in January.
Yeah, but you know, it's also like the conversations that technical directors are having now with their ownership, and I'll include Chelsea in that, doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to have the same conversations in January. We've got a lot of football to be played. There's things that can happen, and of course you can hit crisis point. The points you're raising, if you get 2 or 3 big injuries, then you need to act, particularly if you want to win.
Chelsea are reportedly preparing to enter the January transfer window with a clear objective: to sign a new goalkeeper. Following recent performances that have left the coaching staff concerned about consistency between the posts, the club's recruitment team is already identifying potential targets to strengthen the position. Sources close to Stamford Bridge reveal that manager Enzo Maresca is eager to bring in a reliable and experienced shot stopper who can provide stability and competition for the current options. Chelsea's technical department is said to be analyzing profiles across Europe, prioritizing goalkeepers with strong distribution and command of the area. The move signals Chelsea's intent to reinforce their squad ahead of the second half of the season, as the Blues aim to push higher up the Premier League table and perform strongly in cup competitions. Negotiations and scouting are expected to intensify in the coming weeks leading up to the winter transfer window.